My name is Sister Maria de la Providencia, and I'm here in St. Martin of Tours to help with the families. Our congregation was founded to bring Jesus to the families. So the work we do here is to provide instructions to the families so they can grow and learn about Jesus. And my work here is to work with the baptismal and bring them their children to baptize, but in the same time is to help them, not just to bring them to baptism, but to receive the grace of God and help them learn and stay in the faith, not just because of one baptism, but because they're able to be a child of God or children of God, and are able to live in the presence of God after learning the baptism. We are called to bring Jesus to the family and family to Jesus. I decided to become a sister. When God calls, He puts in our hearts a small seed through different events in our lives. And when I was 5 years old, I saw 5 nuns walking, and it attracted me, their habits, a long black habit. And I told my mom one day, Mom, I want to dress like them. We don't know, I never knew what a nun was. I never knew what they were. I just wanted to dress like them. So that small seed kept growing. And as I was growing, I learned that God calls to religious life. And He started putting in my heart the desire to work in His service and to help people in church. And He put in my heart the desire to love the things of God. In my community, there are no orders back then, so it was difficult to find an order. But our priest was very, he would promote vocations, so he brought a sister of Fatima, and I talked to that sister of Fatima, and they helped me learn about the congregation, and it made me realize that God was calling me to religious life. And then I received a letter of love by Jesus, and in that letter I was called to live the religious life. And it was told, the letter told me to not be afraid and to respond to the calling. And this letter was written to me by my now superior, Sister Mariana, and it was a way for me to realize that God was calling me to religious life. It takes 9 years to be a religious. The first year is apostolency. The apostolency lasts for a year, and it helps the sister become a sister. She's leaving civil life to become a religious, and the community helps them to enter into that religious life. They are taught to cook, they are taught to clean, they're also taught to spiritually grow in religious life. And in community, they learn the different ways of living religious life with the Sisters of Fatima. After that, they go into novitiate, and novitiate is for 2 years. Novitiate, the first year of novitiate is the canonical novitiate. And the canonical novitiate, the sister is in intimacy with God. So she's basically in the convent learning and praying. A novice in canonical year is dedicated to learn the ways of religious life. After canonical year, the sister is called into mission, and she's able to go into whatever mission the congregation calls her to. After that, the sister professes her simple vows or temporary vows and becomes a junior. And there she's able to interact with the sisters in community and work as a sister of Fatima, and she is in simple vows for 6 years. And it takes 6 years for it to become a perpetual vows. Right now, I am in my 3rd year of simple vows, and I entered August 6, 2006, and I left August 11th, 2011. So I realized that God put a seed in my heart to become a nurse. The congregation had put me as a novice to take care of sisters that were very sick. So it was in my heart to want to take care of sick people. So I decided to leave the congregation and study nursing. I entered the congregation again, finishing nursing school, December 8th, 2019, entering my 2nd year of junior. And now I'm in my 3rd year. In a couple of years, hopefully, God willing, I will be a perpetual vow sister. Something really important that helped me discern my vocation was the fact that my sister also entered, my twin sister, Sister Maria Belén, entered the congregation. And together we are here to express our love to God and our desire to be consecrated to Him. I entered August 6th, like I said earlier, and my sister in 2006, and my sister entered 2008. And when I left the congregation, my sister was a bit sad about it, but her entrance made me feel stronger to continue my mission out of the convent and then to return. So leaving our vocations together keeps us stronger, and we're able to bring others to Christ with our testimony of life. As you notice, I speak English and Spanish very well. I was born in Bonita, Puerto Rico, so I learned Spanish because it's the primary language, right? And then when I was 7, my mom remarried, and we moved to Arkansas. There I learned English, and although we were focusing on English, I started to forget a little bit Spanish. And my mom, every Saturday, she taught us Spanish. My mom's a teacher, so she taught us Spanish on Saturdays, and I was able to keep my language. I wouldn't lose my Spanish language. Although my little sister still doesn't speak very well Spanish. So as time went by, I learned both languages. I'm fluent in both. And also in nursing school, I was able to learn both languages, and both nursing terminology are both in English and Spanish. I'm very excited to be here. When the sisters called me, our Mother Superior called me to tell me that I was coming to San Martin of Tours. I was very nervous, but at the same time I was very excited because I was excited to come to the United States and work with the people here in the United States. Also, the mission here is very wide, and you're able to work with the families at a bigger range, right? When I was in Puerto Rico, the pandemic hit Puerto Rico, so it was very difficult for me to go out in mission. What I like about San Martin of Tours is the welcome, how the people welcome you without even knowing you, and even with our masks on, they're all greeting you, "Hey, sister." And just being able to see the people wanting to help me feel welcome. Now that we're in this pandemic, I understand a lot of us are very sad and desperate. So I would like to tell you that you don't be sad and don't be afraid. Take this time to intimate with God. Take this time to pray. Take this time with your family. Sometimes we take granted things in our lives because we have them there. But when we are focused in other things and working and doing and being busy, we don't focus on those things that we take for granted. So at this time, focus on those things that we do take granted, so that way we can grow in God and in faith. Here in San Martin de Tours, I desire to share with the parish my testimony of life. God calls us to bring others to heaven with you, right? Not to go to heaven by yourself, but to bring others. and He invites us to evangelize. But this evangelization doesn't just mean reading a book or talking or giving talks, but it's a testimony of life. It's being happy, showing others that you care, worrying about what their needs are, and bringing them into the presence of God through prayer, so that the families here can feel blessed by God and continue growing in faith. Thank you for listening to me, and I'm grateful to be here. And I ask God to bless you all and bless me and my mission. And please pray for me.